Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Normal here, and here is the camera comparison of two Xiaomi smartphones with great hardware, the Redmi Note 7 Pro with the Poco F1. Both the smartphones have top of the line hardware for the price segment and also good camera hardware. So let's find out how they perform in the camera department. Talking about the specifications, the Redmi Note 7 Pro comes with a 48 megapixel f1.79 aperture primary camera with Sony IMX586 sensor and a secondary 5 megapixel camera for depth sensing. On the front panel, it has a 13 megapixel f2.0 selfie camera along with screen flash. Now coming to the Poco F1, it has a primary 12 megapixel f1.9 camera with a Sony IMX363 sensor and a secondary 5 megapixel camera for depth sensing. It has a 20 megapixel selfie camera with f2.0 aperture along with screen flash. Now let's see how they perform in different light conditions. First up, let's have a look at the video recording. Here both the smartphones can record videos in 1080p resolution as well as 4K resolution, and both the devices support EIS, and the footage looks stable for the most part. But looking at the quality of the video, you can see that Redmi Note 7 Pro does it better with better colors and sharpness levels. The Poco F1 on the other hand has slightly saturated colors. So here we would pick the Redmi Note 7 Pro for the overall better video quality. Next up, the daylight captures. Here are the daylight shots, and looking at the samples, first thing that comes to your mind is the color saturation on the Poco F1. We have mentioned this in our detailed camera review as well. Even with multiple updates, images are saturated on the Poco F1, while the Redmi Note 7 Pro delivers images which are closer to reality. The Redmi Note 7 Pro is also able to capture better details and images are also sharper. There is also a dedicated 48 megapixel mode on the Redmi Note 7 Pro which captures great details and definitely better than the Poco F1. Both the devices have pretty good dynamic range as well, and here again Redmi Note 7 Pro takes the lead. In close-up images, you can see colors looks better on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and Poco F1 has a tendency to saturate colors. The details are again good on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Now moving on to the low light images. So this is one area where the Redmi Note 7 Pro has a clear edge with the 48 megapixel sensor, and it is able to capture more details with lesser noise. The Poco F1 shots look softer and details are not that sharp. There is also a dedicated night mode on offer on both the phones, and here again the 48 megapixel sensor shows its real strength on the Redmi Note 7 Pro with better results than the Poco F1. So in terms of the low light performance, the Redmi Note 7 Pro is a clear winner. Now coming to the portrait mode. Here we could see both the smartphones are capable of producing good portraits, as it is one of the strengths of Xiaomi smartphones. Here again colors looks closer to actual colors on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Even the Poco F1 is not far behind. Edge detection is really good on both the phones. Finally moving on to the selfie camera. The Redmi Note 7 Pro has a 13 megapixel selfie camera while the Poco F1 has a 20 megapixel shooter. This is one area where the Poco F1 is better, as the selfies are sharp and has better skin tones than the Redmi Note 7 Pro. In fact, the Redmi Note 7 Pro selfie is a slight downgrade from the Redmi Note 6 Pro. In portrait selfies, again Poco F1 is the winner with better edge detection, as Redmi Note 7 Pro misses out on finer details. So this is the front-facing camera sample taken with the Redmi Note 7 Pro, which can record videos in 1080p resolution. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the front camera on the Note 7 Pro. So this is the front-facing camera sample taken with the Poco F1, which can record videos in 1080p resolution. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the front camera on the Poco F1. So that is the camera comparison of the Redmi Note 7 Pro with the Poco F1. So summing up, which is the better camera smartphone? So here we can clearly say that the rear camera performance was better on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, while the selfie experience is better on the Poco F1. So which is your pick among the two camera smartphones? Drop in your thoughts in the comment section. This is Numal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.